Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and RA Minahan. The host can't see, it's Mike and the Minifans.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the longest hour in broadcasting. Of course, it's Mike and the Minifans. BA cannot be here today, so Gus stepping up out of the hospital, clear whistle, took a nice Epsom salt bath today, feeling good. Have a good panel today. We got myself, Coleman's here. Coleman, how's it going?
It's great. You were in the hospital?
No, I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
I did a 3-mile jog walk today with the dogs to strengthen my legs. That's exactly what I was doing today. We got Phil McCooch
I'm sure
back.
they just carried you.
Yeah. No. I was dragging them at the end. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Phil McCooch is here. Phil, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
What was the last? Was I on Kirk and off when you were on it? I can't remember if that was.
You were.
So that was the last time we probably did this together.
Yeah. It was me, you, Buddy, BMD, and Tim sent in some random Kirk trivia questions.
Yeah. And then we got Timothy Fax joining us. Do you have a fact of the day for us?
What's that?
Nothing right now. I wish I would have known. I should have cooked something up. You're right, but I'm a little late. I'm just glad to be here. My son's in the background, so he might provide some extra commentary for us.
And then lastly, newbie, he reached out. I didn't see his message till today. Alejandro's joining us. What's up, buddy?
How we doing? That's not my real name, but
that's what I'm going with. It's you get whatever.
Go with that. That's awesome.
I can call you Sammy Sosa if you want.
Is that all right, Coleman?
I'm getting flashbacks already when you start saying that.
No, so I guess great week of shows. I enjoyed every one of them. I was on one of them. So how do you guys want to do this? We can either go day by day, or you just want to jump into probably what a lot of people want to talk about first. And that's obviously the basketball game from last night. So Coleman, as producer of the show, your choice.
We could talk ball. Let's go. Let's talk some hoops.
Team KMS first game. So who did you guys watch the game last night?
Yep.
Yeah, most of it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are your guys' biggest takeaways from it?
Coleman is fucking trash.
Come on. No.
Same.
Hey, Coleman, you just need some work on that release, man. That's really all it is. But he's confident. That's what matters right now is the confidence to get up there and take the shots. That's how you get started. And then once he gets warm, who knows? He could be stepping up.
Yeah, I mean, I got to get the cardio up, got to get back into game speed, sit in the post a little bit more, find my shot there. But, yeah, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I'm excited. I think we got a lot more coming.
Yeah, I left after that game like we're going to be able to hold our own in this league. We're not going to get embarrassed. I'm not getting dunked on still. I might have fallen on my face 17 times, but 0 dunk-ons. Just saying. So I fulfilled one promise.
No, the competition definitely not as much as I thought it was.
I've had concussions before. I don't think I was concussed.
How many did you say? You were saying how many?
I had 4 confirmed, and there's probably been more than that. So I think I would know when I have a concussion. I wasn't concussed. It was just 120% out of shape. My legs gave out at the end of the first half. I think that's why I kept falling. My legs were just tired and done.
You don't think the faceplant led to the vomiting at the half?
I was vomiting before, to be clear. Like anytime I checked myself out, I went and threw up.
So, how many times did you throw up?
Oh, at least 5.
Hey, that was the quote of the night for me on Twitter after the game. Pain is weakness leaving the body. That's what you got to act like. That's what you got to do back in the game.
So Coleman, I think the biggest narrative was the reason why we're doing this was because you said you're not as bad as that footage from the sack league. Was doctored.
Yeah, it's a hit piece.
No
Still
shot.
is.
No
So-
shot.
Is.
How much of the three guests? How much of a? We'll start with Alejandro. What do you think? Was it a hit piece?
I mean, it looked pretty similar. I'm a Coleman guy. I'm going to start that out. Big Coleman guy. But you got room for improvement, like you said. Big room for improvement. So, yeah. Big man not being a big man.
Phil?
Coleman, you did exactly the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You are 6'2", 270, and you were playing the corner. That's not what you're supposed to do. You know you're supposed to play on the boards. Shooting those threes, not a good look.
I shot the
2.6 points per game.
Gus got the corner jumper.
No, there's a reason why after that second shot, I never thought about taking a shot again because when I airballed, it's like my legs are done. So I think next game I'm going to look to score like in that mid-range jumper, a little turnaround, fade away.
You said you're a corner jumper guy.
I thought I was, but I'm not. Mid-range, like 18 feet. What about you, Tim? Was this doctored or is Coleman really that bad?
You know, the way I look at it is I see it as a 50-50 split. You know, I think they did get all the bad, but I see potential. You know, coachability, once he's on the practice court with Kirk a couple weeks in a row, I feel like he'll kind of get that shot down. And then he's not a three shooter. That's not changing. Not a three shooter. You just got to get in the paint. You're a big man, be aggressive, knock some motherfuckers down, and keep her moving.
Yes,
Definitely.
Get aggressive, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, overall, I was just gassed. Like I think if I felt fine the entire time, I could have contributed more. I was just gassed that entire second half, really. And I stayed in pretty late into that first one too. So I was just beat, just worn out. Got to get better. We'll be better.
How many minutes did you play again?
I have no idea.
You were in there though.
Yeah, most of the first, and then I think a good chunk of the second. I didn't finish out the game.
Yeah, I was like on my back at the end of that game. I was dead.
Gus was electric, dude. Gus was electric.
I like I said, I'll be diving for the balls left and right, and that's what I was doing. So I do have to invest. I am going to at least invest in the elbow pad shooter sleeves for next game because my knees.
Bicycle helmet too. Shit, man.
Helmet?
You're looking dingy.
I had that thought today. Is if they were going to allow a helmet.
I was scared. I saw you, and then I saw the highlight videos where you could like really digest it all the way, and I was just like, "There's no way that he's like okay right now," because you're just going in. You're saying you're throwing up every time you're off the court, and I saw someone say, "Oh, isn't throwing up like the sign of a concussion?" And I was like, "Oh shit, it might be. He might not be good."
No, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
here. I'm alive. I'm feeling healthy enough, and you'll see me at practice tomorrow, ready to go.
Hell yeah.
And I think one of the things that we can do after the game is there is a Dave and Buster's right after it, and they do have the Papa Shot. And I think a little team bonding, practice on the Papa Shot.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Absolutely.
Just
That's the move.
No more disrespect.
Let's get
on
some
the
wins
snacks.
first.
Eat the snacks.
The snacks were good. I had some last night after I got home, and I had some this morning for breakfast.
You just need
was
like the
delicious.
Gatorade chews and smelling salts. That's really all you need.
I would
Gatorade
like
chews
some, I
with
would like
smelling
some
salts.
smelling salts on the sideline if that's possible.
Oh yeah, if Gus gets KO'd on the field, just bring a smelling salt out there, break that bitch right under there. He's back up and in.
See, Pat Ford, I saw Gus vomit in his mouth. That was definitely happening. I think
So,
I had to get out at one point because I had to tell the ref. He's like, we're in the middle of play. I'm like, I'm going to throw up on this court if you don't let me out.
Pat Ford did confirm, though, that the ref said one shot on the foul shot.
Oh, thank God we got that clarified. Let's
confirmed.
go.
I think it was 1-1 because I think that was the 7th foul we had. So I think it was a 1-1.
Okay.
So
Regardless, he said one shot.
Coleman has no idea
Yeah.
what that means.
Can you give him this? He needs
You
this.
make
Give him
the
this.
first foul shot. You take the second one. I know a 1-1.
He knows basketball. Knicks fan.
Gearing up.
It's
Half
my favorite.
So
that was real cute. That was real cute.
the last thing I think that stuck out today, Coleman, was your inability to say you were terrible last night. I wasn't good. I was just giving it all, like giving my heart. Like
Room for
it's okay.
improvement.
Like I played terribly. 1 assist, 3 assists, and that's it. I lost out on $10 because Don the jeweler offered me $10 for every rebound. So I was disappointed in myself on missing that opportunity. But I'm gonna come back ready next week. But Coleman, can you just say you were terrible?
Nope.
I mean, I had a triple single.
Love that.
That's not everyone can say
T-shirt.
that.
T-shirt.
You know.
Hey, I'm gonna say though, from the original Twitter videos, the foot movement is there. The fakes, you said you're a fake guy. Those fakes, hey, those can do some damage against some of those inexperienced rec league players too. You just got to pull those out next time. All I'm saying is get in the paint. You might be able to do some damage.
And if you're tired, why not stay in the paint? Like if you're tired, just go down low.
Yeah, they're not calling 3-second violations out there. I don't think so.
Nah.
Throw 70 to the ref.
Yeah, no, I need to get in from the 3. That was a wrong move, but yeah, we'll see. I think we'll be all right.
What do you expect for practice tomorrow?
Suicides all day.
Yeah, Kirk's punishing the fuck out of everybody.
Just Coleman running
Coach Carter.
suicides while everybody else practices.
We'll have that miracle moment. Where are you from? Who do you represent?
Again, just all day.
Hell yeah.
I think we're gonna get a bit more of a semblance of some plays and stuff, which is good. Like, we'll need some of that, you know. So, just the more I think overall, though, the more that we get to play as a team will help. Some of those guys were impressed that it was the first time that we had ever played together. So I think that there's something there,
true.
and
that's true.
Building some chemistry is going to help.
Because I will admit, one of my turnovers, I pulled a Coleman and passed it to the air. So I was not happy with myself on that. That and getting laughed at by those high schoolers was pretty embarrassing by me that whole day.
Fuck them
Oh
kids.
yeah, Kirk was giving it to him. I was watching that.
I wanted Kirk
talking
to
his
fight
shit.
one
I
of those
loved
high
it.
schoolers so bad. Oh,
There you go. McFuss said he's got the right idea.
Reverse
Get
Indian
that
runs.
reverse Indian run, yeah.
Is that still socially acceptable to say?
I have
No,
idea what that is.
Probably
the new
not.
phrase is last man up, it's called.
Last man up.
Yeah.
So reverse last man up, so first man back.
Yeah, that's right. First man back.
Oh, is that where you go from the back and
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
the front? Yeah, okay.
Yep. We do those for PT a lot with weights.
And that's interesting.
Get fit.
Good point from Jizz Wizard.
I just
Justin
laughed.
is a Kirk and Coleman is of Vladi Divac. But
Some deep
speaking of
analysis from
Justin-
Jizz Wizard. Appreciate that.
But speaking of Justin, what Coleman, like, he's coming for your spot. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, listen, I just think whatever is going to help the team the best is whatever is going to,
The storyline's too good. You can't come out. There's no way.
But
I just want us to win. You know, whatever that takes. I want us to win.
I was thinking about it today, and how fitting would it be that Coleman loses not only his starting spot, like his entire roster spot to Justin. He said he was so good at basketball and those films were doctored that Justin comes in and outbeats him for a spot. And then it's just something that Coleman has to just sit there and take for the next 6-7 weeks.
It's
If
not a
Coleman
sit there and
played
take,
better.
though. I just want us to win. So whatever Kirk thinks is the right way to go about that, I'm behind.
Nothing bothers Coleman. He's
This
literally
is such a loser. This is loser talk.
It's
Yeah, you
not.
gotta get
I want
aggressive.
my team to win. I'm a team guy.
Yeah. So
Winner's talk.
shouldn't the response be, I'm not going to let Justin take I'm going to better
No,
myself.
because
so
it's not
Justin
an
doesn't overtake
individual.
me?
It's not an individual game. I know what I need to worry about. I'm going to work on it. But otherwise, I just want the team to stack wins.
Hey, I don't see Westbrook on the sidelines, even though he plays like dog shit every day, Coleman, all right? You got to be Westbrook. Get out there and show those motherfuckers. Just tell them, hey, remember me on the Thunder 8 years ago? That's just how you got to talk. Don't let Justin get in on you. Just throw those bricks. It doesn't matter. And then talk your shit anyway. Go fight a fan. Fuck it. There's no rules here. This is rec league basketball.
You're going to throw a ball at someone after?
Yeah, Pat Bevitt.
I've done that before.
I don't know, Coleman. You could be a good snack guy.
Yeah, well,
he's got a point on that, but we need Coleman in the game. Come on.
I'm not gonna get you healthy snacks though. I'm gonna go.
Freeze dried apples. What is that? What is freeze dried apples?
Yeah, at least get like a pineapple or something with flavor. If it's dehydrated apple, that's just like giving me a rice cake. I don't want that shit.
The snacks were good for post game for sure. I will defend Justin on that. Like they were great post. Like you have the pretzels after. You get some nice. They had my favorite, the Ritzes with the cheese and peanut butter.
Some carb load. All right.
Yeah. So definitely some good recovery, but it was not good to eat for mid game.
Caffeine, nicotine,
are we not going to say anything about Mick? Are we just not going to do that?
Was he on the court? I love Mick.
What was he wearing? What was he wearing?
Yeah. Let's see if can we
get a picture of what he was wearing?
The Luka Doncic fit, man. He had the whole getup on.
He's seconds away from a mental breakdown with that outfit. That was nuts.
He'll be back. I think he's still feeling a lot under the weather.
I probably drunkenly tweeted shit about Mick, but still love Mick.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell Mick and I were both hurting at the end of that. Like, neither of us looked in good shape because at one point we asked each other where to throw up. Like, I was coming back and where'd you throw up? I go, to the bathroom, just go.
11 minutes is crazy.
I was saying earlier.
11? I don't know.
I was saying earlier, I think that the one play where both of you are diving on the floor was just pure comedy.
The heart out there. That's all I can say. That good heart out there.
I'm the one good thing about me falling a lot was every time I fell, they missed their shot. So it's defense.
Yeah.
Footsteps.
Yes.
But speaking of Mick, he came back this week, first show in with Mike to start the week off. Were you surprised, Coleman, when he reached out saying like I'm good to come back?
I don't know. I mean, it was something that I kind of had to see in person in studio. And, what we saw was, a Mick still kind of refrain, not really the feisty, angry Mick that you sometimes get. And, he mentioned that he had been going through it a bit and lost some confidence. So I think it may have been a bit too soon for him to jump back into things. But he'll get there. It's just I think, the Crohn's definitely hits him sometimes harder than others and mixing everything with the girlfriend and all that. I just think it was a tough stretch. Yeah.
Going through a breakups like that, 7 years, like that can fuck you up.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And if you're in a bad mental place, I feel like the last place you might want to go is the Kirk Minahan show. You might need some mental fortitude and a little bit more healing before you jump back into that war zone. Because
I mean,
he came right back.
Realistically, he probably just should get some therapy. BetterHelp, Kirk10, use that code. But he needs to probably talk through some of these things, and the fact that he doesn't is probably not the best thing for him. So I wish him luck. He's our teammate too. I hope it helps him get better on the court as well. But yeah, I think Mick is just definitely still going through it a bit. And I think the relationship definitely has a major hand in that.
And on the topic of Mick, what was that?
Muted Mick is a tough listen because everybody's kind of used to this extension, whatever, crazy Mick, and hearing him.
Are we saying eccentric?
Yeah, that's the word. And having him in studio and. Yeah, Al's an asshole. And
that's the thing. I was like, dude, is he like on some different meds or like But I think it's the breakup, dude. I know everybody's been through a breakup like that where it just totally fucks you up. So having balls to come back in, like I said, anybody who goes in is respect.
I don't know. Hopefully he didn't rush it.
What do you
I don't know. I
guys?
think he might have.
What about the reaction to Al's tweet under the Portnoy?
He's
dude.
I love Al. Al's a good brother. Al's a good brother.
Al's just an older brother.
Gonna play?
I'm an older brother, and
Yeah.
so, I like it. So I get my brother into. I try to hype up my brother, and he's just like Mick. So that I'm so team Al.
Yeah,
Sorry.
same here. I'm the oldest brother, and I understand both perspectives because you get that moment. It could be more than just a brother. It could just be like a buddy that is like, get your shit together, and you're like, oh man, fuck you. I got this figured out anyway. But as an older brother, I see Al's perspective where you're rooting for them, but you'll be damned if you don't talk shit to them too and about them too. Because it's just like, yo, get your ass in gear, dog. And then Mick is like, I'm the victim. And it's like, well, no, I don't think anyone's a victim here. I think you guys are just brothers. That's really just, it's like that. And I think that's where it ends.
I mean, baby Mick, I don't know. I mean, he's the baby brother. He's used to getting babied. He's used to Mama Mick's treating him like his little baby Mick. So I don't know. I think everything that anybody does in his life, he's gonna look at as somebody hurt him. He needs to fucking suck it up. I liked Mick.
But I love that Mick, though. I love that Mick, that everything's a slight. That's what we didn't see when he came back.
Yeah, get that chip on your shoulder.
I thought about this with the Al tweet about Mother's Day going in. Just a dick move, right?
Oh, that is a dick move by Al.
Oh yeah.
But is that Al subliminally, giving Mick a little something to go into the studio with this week coming back?
Ooh, that's a.
Is he, under the radar, feeding him a little Al hate or whatever to have some content coming into the week? Could be a good brother move.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like, the only problem I have with that is I don't think it's like that psychologically complicated. I feel like it's more of just like a.
Is Al that smart?
That's
crazy.
That's
shit.
the question you got to ask yourself. Is like, Coleman thought about that, but was Al thinking about that? I don't know.
That's
feel like
probably educated fucking shit.
He was probably just trying to like give him some shit, and then unintentionally, when it does come up on the show, it's gonna be like, okay, I hear my name again. It's like, all right, Al's on the show again. Like, and then he's telling his buddies, oh yeah, I was on the show again because Mick's being this or that. I don't know. As an older brother, that's probably what I would be doing too. If my little brother was on a show, I'd be like, oh hey, saw you were being a bitch the other day. What's up with that? And then all of a sudden he's on the show. I'm like, yeah, but you talked about me.
The time shit's nuts. Love that.
Where was he an All-American? Like, that's what I want. Like, what was he an All-American of before the Crones? Does anyone know?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe like a swimmer or something. But then that cardio would be a lot better. So
yeah, all American cheese on his cheeseburgers.
Oh, jeez.
But with like you guys saying that Al is getting his name on the show and he likes that part too. Kirk said it today. He can be on the team. Does he show up? Can he ball? Can he outplay Mick?
Oh, I mean,
I think he can outplay Mick.
Yeah, definitely he can outplay. I mean, I'm not. Yeah.
It's tough. It's a big decision because where do we start riding that line? I feel like as long as Kirk gives the okay, that's who you put on your team. But you don't want to get to the point where you're just boosting the team to boost them. But I feel like Al would be like that perfect addition, and I feel like Al and Mick on the same team on the court at the same time. That's a gold mine of content.
That's content.
Oh
right
my
there.
god,
that is content.
Yeah, you just need one of them to get pissed off. That's all you need. You just need one of them to get pissed off at the other. And then you just let it fly.
Just put them in the same room. Like, that's it.
I mean, there's probably some like chemistry there between the two of them. You got to figure that.
Oh yeah.
Out of everyone,
I just see some
they
behind
played
the back
sports
passes
together the
from
most.
Mick to Al.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Al's gonna be like, "Hey, good pass, buddy," and then Mick's gonna be like, "Fuck you! I did it on my own." shut the fuck up. That's going to be great.
And then I think the last takeaway from that first episode was a voicemail that was played on the show last week, sent by DEC to BA impersonating Tim Richards. And what did we'll start with you, Fax. What did you make of, like, what was your first reaction to hearing that?
My first reaction was probably pretty similar to what everyone else's was. I was just kind of like, what the fuck does this have to do with Tim Richards? Because I don't know a ton, and I'm just getting into the deeper lore of what is the Miniverse. But I know who Tim Richards is, and I heard him trying to do this northern accent, and I'm like, I'm from Wisconsin, so I know what like a northern American Canadian type accent sounds like. And one, that was bad, and then two, he was just saying shit just to like. It was like I'm trying my hardest to be so over the top that it's funny, but it wasn't funny. It was just really uncomfortable. That's what I felt. I was just like, that was just kind of weird. Made me uncomfortable.
DEC's always just been a weird fucking dude. I mean, like, Justin brought it up, but that bit that he sent in of somebody having sex in the subway, and he thought it was the fucking funniest thing in the world and could not understand why it got scrapped. That's classic DEC. I mean, him trying to do this Tim Richards impression and talking about Velveeta and dogs under the porch and fat women. That's
where the good food at.
He thinks that's what he thinks is funny and will get the Minifans involved, is making fun of fat chicks. Like, he is so removed from the world.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's just removed from the world.
And I think, what was it, September that he sent that to BA?
That's the wildest part.
Was that after the producer search? Or
No, that was like right at the beginning of it, or like the middle. I think it was like in the middle of it.
I think it was the tail end, because they were trying to do that, like that producer show wrap up thing with BA or whatever. Oh
yeah, and it was because it was like the whole bunch, because that's when, like, who was it that said it? Someone, BA I think, said it when him and MHB did their comeback during the search. So it was definitely funny to see how many old Minifans tried to work their way back in.
How's the sobriety podcast going? Anybody ever check in?
The only time I ever listened to him recently, I think I was producing one of the producer search shows and played the audio from him and MHB. So I kind of knew of him relatively early into getting into the world and everything, but not anything since, really.
He's just a sad dude that, I mean, back when he used to make those phone calls, and I know Gus knows, but I mean, those days that he would make the phone calls and the songs, like the idea of him just in the basement while his children are starving is just a sad image. This failed traffic reporter.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's some of the Minifans who come in and they try to make jokes that they think are going to appeal to other Minifans. They think that the sense of humor is as long as you try to insult somebody or shit on them as much as possible, people will be like, oh, that's funny because that's like Kirk. But the way that Kirk does it, one, is completely different. And two, that's just not like just shitting on somebody and having absolutely no context or like humor behind it. Is just, it comes off as it did, which is just kind of like weird. Where it's just like, bro, you all right? Like,
it was cringy. It was super cringe.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you if you're Tim Richards just on the day-to-day basis?
Oh, 20, dude. Just like, if they don't know each other, and like, that's the craziest shit in the world. Like, I would be scared double padlocking my doors.
So this brings up a fair question. Out of these three instances, what's the most psychotic move? Steve's letter, Kane's Christmas gift that he dropped off and walked out.
Kane sucked today.
Hand delivered and walked out. And then, or this voicemail DEC left on BA's phone about Rigels.
I mean, Steve's
letter
is definitely top notch, like manifesto shit.
Just how he switched up so quick after that letter, that's the craziest shit in the world. And how he tried so hard to get Gus's job taken away, and then the minute he's face to face with Gus on his own show, he's just quiet, like, "Hi Gus, how are you? I love you." That is sociopath, bipolar craziness.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like harmless psycho versus Kane coming in and dropping off that gift. And then when I was just watching him, because I was watching the video feed today, and I was just kind of like watching him sit there, and I'm like, yo, these guys are gonna have to like duck and cover at any moment. Like if I was in the studio with Kane, I'd be waiting for him to like just pull out the 9 and just fucking start blasting. He's more of like the scary psycho for me.
Yeah,
he wanted to come on so bad. And he came on and he just sat there and it was just like.
That's what I'm saying. Like he talks such a big. I'm not saying like if I ever got on the show, I would be horrible. But he talks such a big game. Like I was expecting fireworks. Like I was listening and I'm like, dude, like this is not it. This is not what Kane was supposed to be.
So yeah, we can jump to today's show. Kane Coleman, what's your impression of his performance today? You were like, you've been saying
he shit on you a little bit like that, but like it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was just kind of muted, kind of refrained. Yeah, he has these fucking videos of him with the Chucky doll behind him, and his scary ass look. Yes. You thought you'd maybe get some of that, or at least be a little bit weirder, almost. Like the fact he wasn't as weird as I thought he would be, made him just a little more boring to me. So yeah,
he needed to be in the show though. He needed to be there because he just talked so much shit. Like we needed to see what that was, and we saw it. Nothing soft.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna talk about it, you got to be about it. Absolutely. I agree 1,000%. And I just I don't know.
I mean.
Go ahead.
Sorry, just real quick, along with Steve kind of backpedaling when face to face with Gus. I mean, Kane was the guy who showed up at the bowling alley to confront Gus and call him out for smoking or whatever. And on his latest show, 3 Up, 3 Down, like he's talking like he's a big Gus guy too. So I just don't know with him either. It's a lot of backpedaling when faced with the actual lights.
It just can't be my stupid charm. That's just winning people over when they meet me.
But that's why we love Coleman, because even when he was totally ripped for that take on that autistic kid or whatever, like he just freaking dug his feet in and was like, I don't care how much hate I'm getting. I said this shit, so I'm standing behind this shit. Like a lot of people don't do that. Like you see
Kane is a bits guy. I mean, look at the stuff with Gus. Yeah. I mean,
I think he got mad at me for saying he was Steve 2.0, but I think today I'm right again.
100%.
That's what he is.
He just didn't have a fake Italian accent in his bag to go to.
You had a little Italian accent today talking about Sunday dinner. I was dying.
Comes out a little here and there.
The Joyzy.
I'm just saying, one of the very first facts I presented that got no reaction still remains true to this day. Every American Italian in the Boston area thinks they're on a fucking episode of The Sopranos and tries to act like it.
Yeah,
Steve did it.
What's wrong with that?
Kane did it. I mean, hey, I'm Italian myself, so like I get it. But just seeing that in person, like on the show, just every single time, and then every single reference is just like, oh, Tony did this. Oh, Paulie Walnuts did that. I'm just like, all right, I get it.
Rico does it too.
Yeah, I was just about to say Rico did it yesterday. Yeah, fucking Dave. He was like, "Well, Tony did that." And I'm just like, "Okay, yes, we get it. It's an amazing show. I agree, but let's move on here. We're all Italian. We probably got a little bit more than just The Sopranos to go off of." Like
My
throwing
girl
some
Content
good
Kim
fellas there
took a
too.
shot too in that clip.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel,
Steve,
Coleman?
that
Your
shit was
girl's
he
getting
couldn't have
dissed.
lasted any more episodes. He did his thing. He played his role. He had good episodes. He wasn't terrible, but like it was just like, what's next from this guy? You can't just keep being fake Tony Soprano every time you come on the show. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, not to suck his dick too much here, but Kirk just knows how to read people, and I'm probably assuming it's because of his multiple years of experience with radio and the media in general. He says like, I'm right, and everyone's like, oh no, you don't know, or the person he's saying it about will be like, oh no, I'm in, but then he ends up being right anyways. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, it's just the reality. Kirk has that experience where you just got to be like, if he says something, you just got to believe and trust in him. And that's kind of, I'm assuming, is how that he learns to trust you back, is just once you learn how to like say, hey, Kirk, yeah, if you say that's bad egg or bad apples, excuse me, then that's bad apples. Sure.
Kirk was right.
Mm-hmm.
One of
Done
the
did
other
it again.
what oh, shit. Sorry about that. What did you guys make of the Rico Nadeau
Yes.
spat?
Go ahead.
Like again, Rico flips the table. Like,
I love
Coleman,
Rico.
have you had any interactions with Rico before, like when you were down at Barstool?
Yes. So I said this yesterday, but anytime. So when I joined with Barstool, I've only seen the reformed Rico. Like I knew of Rico being the crazy guy beforehand, but I had only seen first person just reformed Rico. I'm like, this is a great guy. You know, I was initially blocked by him back in the day. And then, met him at Barstool and everything, and he unblocked me or whatever.
Can we elaborate on that? Why?
Just probably because I had on Nadeau.
Oh, okay.
And
Like he just saw
blocked.
that and
makes sense.
Yeah.
I got blocked after Kirk traded him, and then all the Minifans started.
You got blocked too?
Yeah. Well, when Kirk traded him the first time, I probably tweeted something at him, and I got the block. But then I got the unblock at the Dozen Live when they were at
when you drove all the way
Cheeky
down
Monkey.
there.
No, I got it when at Cheeky Monkey when they
when they were going crazy for him.
Yeah, when they did the Dozen at House of Blues, I talked to them there, and I got it to I got him to unblock me.
All right, sorry, Colin. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I've only known reformed Rico since being here, and yesterday was the first time actually being a part of Barstool that I saw that the old dog came out and was ferocious yesterday. It was, you love to see it as a fan, because that is, the greatest Rico content that you can get is Nadeau riling him up. I thought we had seen the end of it with the handshake last summer, but no, those feelings are very much still there. Kirk talked about it a bunch, but the part where he's like, the black kids in high school in 07 and the women that you comment on, like, amazing. Just peak Rico.
That was great. I was very scared until Dave started laughing, but while it was happening, you kind of saw Dave, like, it was like fear and shock at the same time, where his mouth wasn't necessarily all the way open yet, but he was just kind of stuck, like, is this it? And then you just see him just, and like Kirk, I thought the same thing. I thought he was just like fucking smacking Dave around. I was like, oh shit, this is over. And but he left out and Dave started laughing, and I was like, okay, he just loves to see the psycho shit. That's some good old school Barstool right there. That's the shit that everyone actually wants. They don't want to see the kumbaya shit all the time. They need to see the psychos.
I mean, that's what Kirk brings, though. Kirk is old school Barstool. Well, he brings it out of Barstool.
What about Montante having Nadeau on later that night on Montante's World?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
I checked my feed, and Jeff Nadeau was the next host on Montante's World. I mean, that's just, I'm a Montante
Going from
guy,
the
but
unnamed show to Montante's World.
Can we talk about Montante? Go ahead, finish your thought, but we got to talk about.
He's on the list for sure.
I mean, Montante is kind of a clout chasing guy. I mean, he's had Nadeau on a couple of times. I mean, he's trying to get this Kirk coin thing going. He had John, shout out John, on Montante's World 3 weeks ago, and somebody made a throwaway line like, "Oh, we should start a Kirk coin." And,
when was that? That was 3 weeks ago.
Let me pull it up on my phone.
That's
Because-
interesting.
Yeah, and it sounded like a throwaway line, and then they're like, "Well, the Minifans is so fucking crazy that maybe they go for it." Next thing you know, Kirk's about to drop the
Sales
fucking
guy.
bomb on them. Oh, it was with VD. That's who it was.
Jesus.
And
I
they were talking
even like
about
when
starting
he
a Kirk
said
coin.
that about the Trump coin, I even tweeted at him. I was like, dude, like you made 60 grand. Like I want it in. And then I listened to that episode. What was it, like 2 days ago? And
Or yesterday.
yes, well, whenever it was,
Yeah.
and all that shit came out. I was like, oh, he cool guyed me. He didn't answer me. Obviously, I have no followers, so why
gotta
would he
call him.
answer me? So I was like, Jesus Christ, is he really like this? Because with the sales thing, he's on your ass about, oh, I sent this sales thing to you guys. You guys aren't making moves about it. And then you guys make the moves and there's crickets. It's crazy.
I mean, he got
is
him
the
in
sale
after-
there or not?
After it is. He got it in officially. So we're just closing up the.
Okay,
remaining
I'll
parts of it, but,
retract.
again, like we didn't get it until the pressure was on that day. Like it came in after that. So
I mean, he acted like the guy was pounding down his door.
he was. I remember seeing him in Portland, like having a conversation with Kirk about it. He's like, hey, this guy's itching for it, man. Like you gotta get this done. We gotta get this
Pull
done.
the trigger. You gotta, and
got a
they're
lot
making
going on.
it seem like you guys are freaking sitting on your thumbs.
No, he hadn't until we had talked about it on the show. There had been no communication about any sale or anything. With
That's the thing. It's so easy to throw like anybody but Kirk under the bus because obviously you're not going to say shit to Kirk. So it's just like, oh well, I mean, yeah, Justin and Coleman. I'll just throw the hate that I kind of feel towards Kirk right to anybody besides Kirk.
Well, I mean,
nobody wants that smoke.
Yeah, that falls into what Kirk was saying today, though. He's like, he doesn't owe anybody anything, and neither do Justin or Coleman. They go based off of what Kirk wants because it's Kirk's show, and it's just kind of simple as that. But I feel as if a lot of not a lot, I would say some of the Minifans sometimes feel like they're a little too entitled. That window of opportunity opens up, and they decide to let it close rather than jumping through the fucking window. So it's just like, hey, Kirk opened that door for you, and then he closed it, and you're expecting it to still be open for you like 6 months later. Nah, dog, you had your chance. Now it's over. So don't expect Coleman and Justin to bail you out, and don't expect Kirk to come crawling back to you. He don't give a fuck.
What
He's
does
got
Kirk
his show
need
too.
a sit like a read from fucking Montante for? Like that's what I mean. That's great, more money for the show, but it's like he doesn't need it.
No.
So this Kirk coin thing kind of felt like a Rich Kelleher 2.0.
Yup.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
But worse.
Yeah, this
much,
is.
I mean, you're not making that kind of money off stickers. This is crazy.
Kelleher was looking for like $10 for stickers, and Montante and the GVE boys were looking for like fucking, what was it, $80 for Kirk coin?
I don't know nothing about Kirk coin. I didn't even know that was a real thing until today.
I think
go ahead, Gus.
No, because I was thinking a lot about this situation, and obviously we know one of the sources with Sneaks, and for me, like looking at the situation, do I think Montante has financially benefited when Minifans have bought the Trump coin? Yes, I do, because I think what most likely happened was some Minifans reached out to him, and every time they pumped it in, he was like, oh, he saw his value go up, and he got in for so cheap when he saw that little boost come in.
I myself was willing to do that. Right when he said that, I sent that in. I was like, tweeted it. I was like, yo, take my money.
Oh, let's go. We're gonna have calls at 9. So I think that's exactly what happened. And And now when it comes to the Kirk coin, I think it was one of those things like I forget which one of you said it, where it was like at first kind of came out as an idea, like, okay, and then the more you think about it, it's like this can actually work. And like, but I think Montante, if he were to ever go down that route, like he wasn't seriously considered, but I think he would even be smart enough to bring it up and be like, hey, would this be something XYZ? Like,
I don't know.
think
A guilty person with all those texts Kirk was talking about, that he's blowing up his phone after that. Like, whenever I do something wrong, I try to freaking go extra hard to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know shit. I'm just a fan. So it's just what a third person seeing on the outside is saying.
Gus, I guess really anyone. But what do you think was the last like nuclear drop that Kirk put out on someone? I don't know some of the more recent stuff before my time. Do you remember?
It was on Gus.
That would be?
I mean, no, it wasn't on me. The last real nuke, like Kirk went nuclear. I mean, I would consider it Jerry. Like, with the whole reaction from
from
with his tweet. So that was probably really the last one where it's just like done and done.
Right.
But from a fan standpoint, I really can't like. I mean, Kevin had that blow up, but he's not. He's still Kevin type of. That's the only way I can describe that. But yeah, I can't think of anyone else that's jumping out besides like those two. But Jerry would definitely be the last one. And look, it's the last Freddie Lynn last nuke was K Marco, right? No, that nuke happened very early.
That was way long.
First casualty of many.
He hasn't dropped a nuke in a while. That's why I was so pumped.
And I mean, and at least from being in there, and like I was just, I forget, someone tweeted out that I was just like a ventriloquist dummy going like, yeah. Not in my head.
It felt like a Cold War moment almost. Like we were hovering over the button and like kind of ready to go. It was crazy. So
it's definitely one of those things for that. Let's see. I'm trying to wrap up on the list I made. The Copperdoodle and Max show, the return of Max, the return of Copperdoodle. What do you guys think? Are we gonna see, do you Phil Fax, and do you guys want to see Max or Copperdoodle back?
Copperdoodle, yes. Max, I could care less. Copperdoodle's got bodies.
I mean, overall, I feel pretty indifferent. You know, either or. Hey, if you want to come on back, see what you can do, dog. Like, you know, it's like it's all on your own. So if you think you're ready, go for it. But I mean, don't expect the same kind of love or hate or whatever, because there's time for there's been that dwell time. So if people don't care, you know.
I mean, I respect anybody that goes in the studio, but this is the third or fourth time Max has been in, and it's just fucking boring. I mean, he's a rich kid from Southie. I mean, there's nothing to add. I mean, it doesn't fucking bring any energy. My fucking espresso martinis and my girlfriend, and nobody fucking cares.
Can I just say something? Like, I'm not known for my over and super drive.
What?
Taking pictures of an espresso martini is not fucking hard. You go to the bar, order an espresso martini, just take a picture, swipe a couple times, and fucking post it.
That's rich kid shit. Obviously, that's rich kid shit.
It's not fucking hard.
It is.
No.
Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I was waiting for a moment to do that, so I felt tonight was the appropriate.
Let's go mow a lawn. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
The fact that Copperdoodle didn't do the voice once kind of upset me, but I can't.
Yeah, that was I mean, behind the collar. When was that? Is that still starting?
Oh yeah, that was supposed to
Parody.
be a network
Beyond
show.
the third chair.
That,
Yeah, we'll do
that's,
more.
Oh,
We'll do
beyond the third chair. That's what it is.
Oh, that's when you came to my house and my dogs attacked Justin.
That is a great idea for a show. Beyond the third chair is a great idea.
That's true. That was definitely entertaining. I like that. I like those little videos. It's just kind of like everyone else in the company does those vlogs, and you kind of get to see that behind the scenes look. Like Bussin' with the Boys does it all the time. PMTV obviously is huge, but that's just because they're king. They're always going to be huge. But seeing that other side of the Kirk Minahan show is very entertaining. And Justin's awkward but confident demeanor is super funny to watch because he knows exactly what he's doing and he knows the content he wants to create. And then when he's just there, he's just like, it's going to happen like this. It's going to happen like this. And I just always find him so entertaining because he's such a sweet dude.
You think Justin's going to quit soon? He's getting like, I've never seen.
Oh, is he going to break soon? Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I've never seen him talk to Kirk like this. Like in the last couple maybe days or weeks, like he's like not taking as much shit as he usually just takes. And
I think he'll like break, but I don't think it's gonna be like break and then quit or break and then leave or nothing like that.
I don't want him to. I love Justin.
I think he'll just kind of have a moment where he'll just get pissed off and he'll be like, fuck you, and then they'll yell and then Kirk will make a funny joke and then it will blow over. Kind of like how quick Kirk diffused the situation with Tim today. It's gonna be something like that where it's just like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, carry on. Like, move on, dude. Whatever. Because that's just like, you just got to accept that's who Kirk is. He loves to talk shit, and that's kind of like his charm in a way. Because once you're used to it and you show that you can take it, like the way that Coleman can take it, it's not as calm, it's not as consistent anymore. Because he'll make the little comments and Coleman will be like, yep. And he'll just kind of like, okay, whatever. You're not entertaining it as much.
All right.
So before we open the phone lines, I think I'm going to start this because I always think it's fun. I want to hear everyone's around the horn best third chair this week, worst third chair this week. Mike obviously doesn't count.
Okay.
So we'll save Coleman for last because what he says actually is going to have some, I think, repercussions. So we'll start with Phil.
Shit. I mean, they all kind of fucking sucked. By process of elimination, I guess I would say Copper Doodle because Kane just was boring. Mick was silent. I mean, besides that, I don't know. I guess Copper Doodle.
Copper Doodle, worst. Let's hear the worst. Who was the worst? You have
Kane.
A lot of options here, apparently.
I think Kane was the worst.
Your boy. That's your name now, your boy.
Yeah. I just love Beanbag Ron, so I'm going Beanbag Ron. It has nothing to do with his performance. It's just like Beanbag Ron guy for life. But the worst was just Kane. Like, total disappointment. Muted. Just not what was advertised.
Yeah, I think that's my best and worst as well. Beanbag Ron, just because he went with the flow well enough, made his comments when he needed to, and just kind of was that perfect third chair that you needed. But then Kane, just like your boy said, he came in with all that hype, all that bark, and then came into the studio with no bite at all. Just coward. And it was just not good. I mean, maybe he'll do better next time once he builds that confidence, but who knows if there will be a next time.
Coleman?
Am I allowed to say you? Because I thought you were easily the best.
I'd say no. I've been.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was.
Yeah, you don't count.
I've been in the producers. As I said,
no.
like I tried to claim that chair on the show as much as I could.
I will say your performance. There was a couple lines that you dropped though that absolutely killed me. I think you pulling out the Gronk, me know that not real money.
How did you not play that today?
That was the funniest.
There was a moment for that drop today. I thought you were gonna have it.
When was that?
You guys, they were talking Kirk coin, like the Montante stuff.
Oh.
At one point, I was like, "Oh, there's the drop."
in the rotation for sure. That is the funniest line all week to me. Outside of you, then,
Come on.
I guess I'll go Ron. Ron's great. I just think he's a good guy. Initially, I think we kind of beefed a little early on, but overall, like him and Fuss nowadays, I really appreciate. So I'll go Ron there. Worst, I mean, Copperdoodle had the gay game or whatever, and
good drops out of that. Good drops out of that.
I just,
but hear me out. Like, is it not kind of gay to make that game? Just throwing that
100%. I mean,
but what
like,
makes
kind of
it?
gay.
But what made it so funny was at the very end, Kirk was like, "Oh, did you find that online?" He goes, "No, I made it up."
No, I made
That's
it
what I'm
up.
saying.
That's
what
nuts.
makes it
That's
great.
nuts.
I don't know. Making up some of those questions kind of gay.
I thought it was like
yeah,
a cosmopolitan thing that my mom used to fucking read back in the day, kind of thing. But
yeah. I guess Kane though would be the worst. Just didn't deliver.
All right, so I think that's gonna wrap it up. We'll bring John.
Gus, did you say yours? No.
Oh, I mean, mine. I liked going in with Ron. I had a blast with Ron, so I would say it's Ron and Kane. It was because my biggest issue with Kane was that he was dead silent, and then when he would say something, you'd want to kill yourself after he said it. So it was just like that SNL skit, the Debbie Downer skit.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what Kane was the whole show. What's up, John?
What's up, buddy?
I see we're doing a so if you guys want, we're gonna start taking calls. We'll open up the phone lines.
Before you do that, then.
Yeah, you can go relieve yourselves. We do. When is the simulcast starting, John?
The simulcast of
Because there's I can see that there's someone in here.
Oh yeah, it's what Menners is gonna. We're gonna do Menners to mid or Menners live after this. We'll start at 9. Yeah, we'll do it. 3 minutes. We'll just sit here for a second.
So that's what I'm saying. We can open up the lines. We'll start that. We'll transition.
Menners.
You excited to see Menners, Coleman?
I mean,
he has a very specific way he wants the show to go down, so I will be following his rules just so everybody knows.
Like,
okay,
all right. I'm staying, so
that was
I'm in.
Sounding, but
I'm in for a little bit.
I didn't mean it that way. Oh, by the way, I don't know which one of you dummies said that GV has anything to do with Kirk coin, but that's the dumbest take I ever heard. I wish we could make money. Fucking idiots.
That was me.
If I could make money off you Minifans, I fucking would have already. You're all too smart and fucking too suspicious too.
That would be me.
Clipping that currently.
That's all right, Phil. No, but Sneakers masterclass play by making all of you guys think that there's some type of corrupt fucking thing going on with this coin. Master play by Sneaks.
I love a little bit of corruption, you know, gets the blood flowing, keeps things interesting.
Rat talk gets the boys going.
That's right. That's right.
You gotta root out the rats one way or another.
Oh man,
good show. BA I think is sailing the coasts. Week off for the guy after having one good week. He gets a vacation week. I don't know.
I still think my favorite thing was in the chat with me and him's like Montante's a maybe. Nope, he's out. I was like, okay.
Yeah, Montante's done that to BA 4 weeks in a row. New show starting tomorrow. The game film. We're gonna break down second by second the game film from the other night. Some professional lines breaking it down. I have 5 pages of notes for it, so looking forward to that.
That scares me.
I have fucking breakdowns of their play. Like my notes are fucking crazy. Like, I have so much. I have plays for you guys. Like I have a bunch.
You have plays?
Yeah. I coached
Let's go.
Fucking 4 years.
The one thing I'll say, especially about tomorrow, that I'm confident in is if we can get some solid plays where we know who's going
tomorrow
where.
Was focused on. If I were Kirk, I would have you guys running from this line to that line and back.
Suicides. I said that. Suicides, baby.
Yeah, you don't even need to do a suicide. Just make them run in one line and back. Fuck the rest of the lines. Just go there, come back, do it again until we're done. Because none of you can run. Gus, you're a maniac, so we got to use you like a maniac. Coleman, you're a big boy. We found that out. Let's use you like a big boy. That's fine. We got to use our team smartly, though. Gotta. I mean, like if that first quarter showed anything, it's that you guys can compete with probably anyone in that league. So, like, if you guys just played smart, had smart rotation, you guys need an identity, really. You don't know who you are, so you don't know how to sub. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do that, which is fine. It was your first game, but like,
just camaraderie.
Yeah, just a deeper look in there. It's 9:00 though. I'm gonna hit the intro. If we have it, we do.
It's Late Night with Mad Manners. I'm your host. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Manners till midnight. I will be taking your calls. I am also still alive. I haven't been fucked to death by the koala. So stick it up your ass, Steve. It's really good to see someone while we're all on lockdown. That's it. It's always sort of been there, the women's game, but it's been ignored. So fucking scared. I mean, look at Steve Robinson. Since he talked about his parents in the first episode, he basically lied since then because he's too afraid. He doesn't have the guts that Kirk has.
Is he not ready?
I'm ready. Hello, everybody.
Chills.
Welcome back to Manners Live. Just finishing my breakfast. Good evening, John. Hello.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello. Hello, Coleman.
Good day, mate. How are you?
This is an historic event. We are simulcasting on both networks. We've got the Manners Minifan Network, the premier Minifan Network at the moment, despite being, ignored by the main show. Kirk, double standards Minahan. And then we've got the Kirk Minahan channels coming together. People think I'm an asshole, but I'm making a peace offering here, to bring Minifans together for this historic occasion, coming off another wild week for the show. So this episode of Manners Live is brought to you by Kirk. John, we actually don't need you on screen, or do we? Do we need you on screen? No, he's on mute anyway. Usual fuck up.
You do.
Just go away. Just go away. Just leave me
do,
We'll take calls a bit later. We'll take calls later. This episode is brought to you by Kirk Coin. Just hit up John if you want to get in on the action. The best way to solve this is we just give Kirk Minahan a taste. We just got to give the boss a taste. Coleman, you know how it works. You're a Jersey boy. You just got to give the boss his cut. That's how you solve these problems.
Sure. Yeah.
You're very nervous, aren't you?
Coleman's walking on an
I'm
edge.
not. It's a lovely sight to see you, Manners. Great to see you.
Great to see you. I've got some criticisms for you in the show, which is why I thought I'd keep you on. Sure. Because I like to give them, unlike some of the people that go into the studio, I like to give you the criticisms face to face.
Kane didn't hit the notes you sent them?
No, Kane was good. I thought he was okay. But overall, I would say generally, one of the issues with the show is, and I'm not a sneakers, I'm not, the show sucks, But one of the issues with the show is Kirk surrounded himself with these pandering fucking pussies, and you're one of them. Like, he comes in a bit of a funny mood, and everyone's like walking on eggshells, and there's no one in there that can just fucking stand up and do their job and not let him, his moods can't affect everything you do. It's easy for me to say that, but he's having a flat week and you're all just sort of looking at Kirk like he's some god. You don't know what to say. I mean, grow some kahunas. You're the producer. My big example is Montante calls in on Thursday's show.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to put him on air. Kirk says, I don't want to take the call. The producer's job is to get a reaction out of Kirk. If he doesn't want, everyone wanted to hear that call. Everybody listening, I guarantee, wanted to hear that call.
Right.
You got to put your balls on the table. What?
Do we have that? Do we have that call though?
Yeah, but an hour later,
maybe 10 minutes later. I know Australian time works different, but that call was there.
It's just my example is, and it's not just you, Justin, all the panelists that go in there. He surrounded himself with these meek people. And I'm not saying they all have to argue with him and they all have to fight with him, but you can't just, he's an up and down person. He will say one day he loves something and the next day he will say he hates it. And you can't fucking go on that ride with him all the time. Like, you've got to have a sort of clear path to produce the show.
Okay. I don't know. I just kind of go in on the day to day, just trying to, make the show as good as possible. And if I'm giving a statement or anything, I'm not going to be phony or give some fake take. Like, most of the time I'm saying exactly how I feel.
I'm not talking about your takes. Your takes are terrible. We don't need them. In fact, you probably don't even need a microphone. I'm saying, no, not your takes, producing the show. Like, it's just, bring up these fucking canned stories and, Kirk's in a mood today. Like, this is not just you. Like, he's surrounded himself with people. Justin's the same. He's quiet as a mouse now. The panelists that go in there, they're all, scared to stand up to him. Or, like, I just think you could have a clearer path. Like, you can't let him knock you off. I know you want to be a great producer. I know you do. So, like, you got to have your vision. You got to have your vision and stick to it. And I think that's part of the problem with working with Kirk is people get knocked off kilter. You look what it did to Gus. Like, he's a different person in that producer's booth.
It's a different animal when you're going in there, because when I'm in that third chair, all I have to worry about is the conversation going on. That's it. Behind the booth, there's 30 other things that I would be worrying about, and that's what made me frantic. Now, if I had to go back in there on a second opportunity, would it be much different? Yeah, of course it would be, because now I fully know what to expect. But it's a whole sitting out in the third world thinking it's so easy, and it's not when you get thrown into the fire. And also, like, it's the Kirk Minahan show. If Kirk doesn't want to take a call, we're not taking a fucking call. Mike and the Minifans got called at Gritty's because Kirk didn't want to go on anymore. It's his show, and as a producer, your job is to fulfill the host's wishes. And what's going on.
No, it's not. It's actually, your job as a producer is to make the best shows you can and to get the best out of your talent. And sometimes that is actually not listening directly to your talent. And
yes, but if we go ahead and do that every single day, it's going to get.
I didn't say every single day. It's just you.
Okay, but when the right moment arises for certain things, I'm very much active in the moment on the show. I'm going moment by moment, trying to find the best drops for the moment, trying to find the best place in my list of topics to maybe try and move stuff around. It's very fluid throughout the show. So yeah, sure, there's times where certain things could be called for, but others where you don't want to be doing that every day, Manners.
I didn't say every day. I just think it's got to the point now where everyone's sitting on their hands. Everyone, no, and it's good to hear. It's good to hear. And I didn't come on here to just coach you into being a better producer, but you're here, and I've got these things. Like, it disappoints me.
Well, you haven't done this show any other Friday night until I was on, so
that's true. But it was a coincidence. I didn't know who the panel was.
Sure. We didn't.
No, I really didn't. I really didn't.
Yeah, it's not definitely. That we said it on the show on Thursday that Coleman was coming on.
Yeah, or today.
Anyway, I'm not that disingenuous, but look, I think you just got to worry less about your takes. You don't have anything to add to most of the conversations. So I think you should worry less about what you think and worry more about getting the best out of Kirk. Whatever that is.
I'm not worried about what I think. I'm actively listening and
I'm telling you, it's terrible to listen to. Show. Most of the time, your takes are awful. Like, you are too
That's
young.
Your opinion, though. That's your opinion.
Okay, that's my opinion. But you should.
Your word isn't law, though. Like,
I'm not saying it's. This is Patty Coleman. Like, I think
it's not pouty. I'm hearing your opinion, but I'm telling you, it's not just a show for you.
No, I'm not saying it's a show. I'm just telling you, your takes usually suck. So you usually derail a lot of conversation. And you're not a bad producer. You're a very good producer, and you could be better. But focus more on creative stuff to get the best out of working with Kirk, rather than bringing up some of the terrible stories you bring up. But look, that's it. I wanted to get it off my chest. because I had it on my list, Coleman, and I want to say face to face, I think you're, that close to being a great producer, that close.
Sure. Try to get better every day. Same on the court too.
Yeah. I'm not even going to comment on your basketball game. It was so bad. But as you can imagine, Coleman, basketball is not a strong... No, absolutely not.
On.
And I actually think it's kind of prejudiced. I think it's prejudiced the way they don't have like rings that are lower for people of my stature. Like
they
should be
like
there is an 8-foot hoop league. Like there is an 8.5 foot hoop league that I'm trying to find to go play in because I would dominate that.
That's probably still probably still too high for me. An 8 foot, I mean like a 6.5 foot. I still couldn't dunk. All right, so look back to the show stuff. Tough week, I thought, for the show. Mick and Mike, weird combination because Mick was really flat, and I'm glad he came in. Yeah, I'm glad he came in. Heard what you say before that maybe it was a bit too soon for him to come back. Maybe it was because he really just was. He was like down. And then Copperdoodle and Max, probably not a good combo. You had two sort of zeros.
I think maybe separately could be something with someone a little more energetic paired with either one. But yeah, the two of them together, not necessarily the best.
I like both of them. Max had an all-time stinker of a performance on Minifandom a while ago. And so, I've always got a soft spot for him. But, yeah, Copperdoodle's a great guy, but I just thought those two together, again, too much heavy lifting for Kirk. He's got two zeros. He's got 2 zeros in the producer booth. So, there's only so much Kirk can do. Gus and Ron, I'm so glad to see Ron like doing better, but he's a bit quiet on the show. Like he was fucking sitting there like so nervous.
I think having like, Gus in though, Gus is high energy though, so a more muted Ron isn't I don't think necessarily the worst thing. But we had a game that day. He was locked in.
Yeah, absolutely focused. I liked it. Game day. Gus is okay on the show. I don't know if being with Ron's the best combo for him. And then Friday, my guy Kane delivered absolutely.
Oh, Menners, come on. Come on.
Poor guy was so nervous, but he had some good one-liners and
like
again,
what? The one line he said?
He said a few good one-liners if you're really listening for them. But
I was. There was give me one. What is
I didn't write any down. I'll go back and transcribe it and get back to you.
But I'll see. It'll take you 2 minutes.
But Justin tried to put him off with that. Justin brought up some horrible stories, and you brought up some horrible stories. So it wasn't easy for them. I mean, he had Mike, but it was perfect for Kane because Mike was there. It was still a really good show. Obviously Mike's the king. So yeah. With Mike, by the way, I was just as an aside, he said he releases the Blind Mike project on Sunday morning. And, I had a feeling that is the worst time to release a podcast episode. And I went onto Google to some stats website, and Sunday morning is categorically the worst time to release a podcast episode for downloads. Categorically. So Craig's asleep at the wheel.
Correction, they release the Blind Mike project on podcast on Monday. They do a live stream on Sunday mornings. Just wanted to get that clarification for you, Menners.
Okay, well, it can't be live, Gus, because he said he was recording it on Thursday. So, anyway.
It's going to be recorded live to tape and will be probably on YouTube for that. So it's a smart move.
Smart move. All right. Still, I would going live on a Sunday morning, I'm sure can't be that much better. Now, I want to get your take. As Coleman, I know you're a Barstool guy. Where do you sit? And it's funny, I don't want to hear your takes. Now I'm asking you for one. Where do you sit on Rico versus Jeff Nadeau? Which camp do you sit in?
Yeah, in the past, I had been pretty refrained on it. Like I had seen kind of both sides of it. Ever since working at Barstool, I spent a lot of time with Rico. So I would say I'm more in the Rico camp now. I don't necessarily think, like, I get why Rico would be annoyed of bringing Nadeau back. Like, he's had so many chances time after time. to do his thing. And at this point, it's almost just Dave, using Nadeau to rile up Rico. So as a human, as a person, I understand the annoyance with that, where it's like, you're just doing this to get me annoyed. And at a time when Rico's doing great for himself, like he is this reformed kind of guy. Now, as a Barstool fan, that's you get the best out of Rico with Nadeau. So I think as a fan of Rico, as being a Rico guy, I think it would lead to some pretty funny content to have Nadeau around. But I stand with Rico. Like, is Nadeau necessary? Not really.
I mean, I think Nadeau is like a much better person than Rico. I mean, Rico is a scumbag. He went after people's families at Barstool, and
sure,
and everyone just
Changed.
seems to want to let that go. Okay, but like double standards, Minahan. When people went after his family, he fucking hit the roof, and he's willing to just be mates with Rico now after he did the same thing. Like, you can forgive people and you can let people, have a second chance. So I get that. But let's not kid ourselves here. Rico is a piece of shit, and he's only ever out for himself. He's threatened by Nadeau. He doesn't want Nadeau around because he makes him look bad. And that's why he's acting like a complete psychopath. And, people like Kirk should actually be fucking, stronger on this stuff, because Rico has been allowed to get away with too long. I mean, would anyone else do what they did to Dave Portnoy? Like, rub his fucking belly and scream in his face?
No, but that's what makes Rico Rico. He just sees red and goes. Like, that is why Rico is at Barstool, why he's peak comedy, because
yes,
Dave and Big Cat can get under his skin, and it leads to moments like that are just awesome content.
Agree, but let's not kid ourselves. He's a scumbag. It's like, they've got like Mike Tyson working for them or something. Like, this guy's the lowest of the low. And I think Nadeau's a better guy. He should be brought back. He does good content. He is funny.
Cleanest
so
hairline
I'm all
in the game.
What? We need his
cleanest hairline in the game.
Absolutely. So
you see that video? You see that hairline?
It looks like a monk, but I just find it weird that Kirk still like entertains Rico at all, like with his calls. Like, you can watch this guy set himself on fire for content, but I don't believe he's changed at all. I'm with Nadeau. It's all a fucking act. Rico's all about getting his pay packet, and he's a huge fucking hypocrite. All right, let's so we got some callers on the line. I think is that right, John? The phone line's open, because we'll take some calls.
Phone lines are open.
All right, are there calls there?
Nothing yet. There was one, but they were waiting for you to shut up.
Well, that's going to be a while. I've got a lot to say. So, Coleman, how long ago did you ditch the diet? Was it a month ago, 2 months ago?
I really didn't, to be honest. Like, I've been eating healthier and I've been working out. Like I said, all muscle.
Yeah, I don't know, like stomach muscles. Like, you got really huge stomach muscles.
Thank you.
Caller 804.
804. Welcome to Manners Live. Here we go. You got to turn the thing up, the knob up, John, for the callers.
It's up.
Oh, interesting.
Not talking. 804. Oh, that's that.
This is what happens on the Kirk Minahan channel. Never happened at the Manners Minifan Network.
It's true.
We did get calls when you weren't on the show, though.
Correlation, not causation.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. As a professional play-by-play broadcaster, I feel I can make comment on this. I thought Josh and Jack were really good. Like, I tuned in and I was like, who are these guys? And when I saw it was Josh, I was very surprised. Like, we actually might, 20 years, he'll be like on CBS hosting, NFL Friday night, or whatever you guys call it. We'll be like, yeah, that guy used to be a Minifan. He started doing, D3 basketball, commentating on Coleman.
Yeah. I mean, Friday night NFL is the peak of sports commentating. So
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the Super Bowl of sports commentating. Friday night NFL.
Okay. I think you're making fun of me. Sunday night. Hey,
you made a great point. Yeah.
I did make a good point.
Great point. You got a caller again, 804.
All right, caller. Welcome.
Talk this time.
Hey, Menners, what's up?
Hey, who's this? Fuss?
This is Dr. Vodka.
Hello.
Hey, so I had two questions for you, and this one's a legitimate question. What is the tallest midget you think you could beat up?
Good question.
Actually,
Are they an adult or a child? Because I think if they're an adult, I'd be struggling. So,
Adult or child?
because like adult little people are quite muscly.
Insinuate you would beat up children. I wasn't going to insinuate you beat up children. An adult.
You just asked me who I could beat up. I didn't say who I would beat up.
No, I just meant what height of midget could you beat up in a fight? I guess I didn't clarify, but you went.
Yeah, and I'm clarifying. I'm saying if they're an adult little person, how short they are, they're quite stocky, so they would probably win. So it would have to be a kid that is not fully developed. Fucking moron! I think I answered the question very
So 3
clearly.
feet, 2 feet, two and a half.
3 feet, 12-year-old little person.
There's not.
Once they
There's
hit
not,
puberty, I am fucked.
There's not weight classes.
Calm down, dude.
It goes by height. It goes
Why
by
are you
inch.
so angry?
Calm down.
Howdy, Menners.
second
Howdy,
question?
Menners.
Menners, why are you
Second
so angry
question,
tonight?
Trent.
That's not the second question, but that's a question before the second question.
Okay.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
All right, fine. Why did you vouch for Kane to go on the show? That guy was worse than Yellow Shirt guy.
Kirk was not
Because-
happy with you.
Because he was good, and he's a star of the Men as Minifan network. He's
Good.
working hard to put together Minifan content.
It's like one show.
He deserved a chance. He deserved a chance. You know, and he
No
wasn't
one
the worst
deserves
person
a
to go in
chance.
this week. I'll tell you who was worse this week. Actually, I'm not going to name them, but I've got 2 other people that were worse this week, maybe 3. So whatever.
I'll
That's
say
a
this.
crazy
I'm not a Cole man. I'm not a Cole man, but Coleman, don't let Menners do this to you. Don't let him
A
do
lot
this
of
to you.
people saying
To
that.
what? To what?
Do,
I haven't
do
done
what?
anything.
Okay, fair point. He hasn't really done anything yet, but don't let him do this.
All right, good call.
You gonna be on the
Let's
stick
see.
tonight, Vodka?
This,
I have
this
got
is
the
background.
Coleman pout going. Like he just cannot take criticism. You
No,
I've
but
been smiling this whole time.
That's why why you got fired from Barstool, because you can't take feedback.
It takes a
What do
special
you mean?
person to sit here and just
It's
take
just like
your
every
shit.
time someone gives you any feedback, basketball, producing, you get pouty.
You do
Like,
get
you
pouty,
just-
Coleman.
You just can't take it. You
He's just a
can't
kid.
take it.
Like, what's actually worse is when people are like, I know. That's actually worse. So at least he just disagrees with you and just fucking goes on. He's aloof to things. That's actually the
John, I
best
don't need your
of
opinion
mine.
where you talk out about both sides of your mouth all the time. Like,
Fuck
Jesus Christ.
you.
One side, I'm not selling
tiny
Kirk
little
coin. Oh, buy Kirk coin.
People thinking that we're trying to scam people on a coin is insane.
You are. I just tell you, give Kirk a taste, and this all goes away.
How
Really
are we
easy.
Scamming people
That's
on
the
a coin.
dumbest thing you could
Montante
ever
asked you to
say,
make
Benner.
gifts.
We've
and
all got the
stuff.
messages
Next
and the
thing I
links
know-
from you,
next thing I
Montante
know,
and
I'm part of it.
Richard.
I don't
We've all
even
got-
know how to make a coin.
Okay,
What would
all
I
right,
do?
play dumb for the cameras. I get it.
All right, 617.
Coleman's like, why the fuck am I here?
617.
This is background noise to the Knicks right now.
There you
I
go.
was gonna say, Coleman, you can go watch your Knicks whenever you
Hey.
want.
It's right here. I'm good.
Yeah, you can go.
I'm
if you
too.
want. I've already
No,
been.
no,
It's a nice
no,
spot.
I'm
I'll
good.
say it. I like.
Tried to make you a
I'll hang
better
out.
producer.
I'll hang out.
Try to make you a better producer and give you something to think about, because no one else will. No one else does it.
Caller.
Now,
You guys don't just talk over.
Go ahead, buddy.
This is why I make sneakers.
Hey, bud.
Sneakers. Hello.
How you doing? Listen,
I sent you the link.
The Bruins game's on.
Oh,
Okay.
it's okay.
What? Yeah, well, the Bruins game's still on.
Who's winning?
It's 1-1.
It's 1-1. 1-1. Quick. I have a couple quick thoughts here. Coleman, you're too quick. I mean, have you guys picked up on the vibe that Kirk's falling asleep in the studio?
He's virtually like a dead man walking at the moment, and it's not the cancer.
Like those, right? Like every time you guys run out of steam 20 minutes into every episode and just go right to the well with, oh, did you see Chubbs tweeted this? Did you see this other asshole from Barstool tweeted this? And Kirk's already on his phone going, get me the fuck out of here. I mean, have you guys not realized that yet?
I don't know. Maybe I see it sometimes. Do you have recommendations of, what to do better about that?
Well, I'm not the producer.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, if you want to point fingers, maybe you had some thoughts. I'm willing to listen.
Okay, I'll give you a thought. How about you actually say to Kirk, the show's got to be more than him just saying what else every 10 minutes. Like everyone's let him get away with that. Every producer since Dave Conner just go and let Kirk get away with that. No other show is like that. What else? What else? I mean, that's just people pandering to him. Like the show in the beginning was a lot more than that. It was a lot more than that. Steve Robinson wouldn't fucking pander to that shit.
Yes, he did. Sneaks, you got anything else?
Yeah, the last thing. How is it possible? You guys have a basketball team of 7 guys under the age of 30. And after 7 minutes of running up and down the court, jogging, you guys are fucking hands over the hips, just rolling up.
It's fair.
5 times.
To explode. It's unbelievable how out of shape you guys are. I mean, you guys just spent all day Saturday just doing wind sprints.
That's what I
Don't
said.
even touch the basketball.
Yeah, just a lot of running.
Fair. It's fair.
You know better because when you played 1-on-1 against Bitch Red, that was disgusting as well.
I lost by 2 points. People bring that up, and they never say I only lost by 2 points. It was a good game.
All right, I gotta go Bruins. It's 1-1, 10 minutes left.
All right, thanks for the call, bud.
Thank you.
The hockey tournament that Sneaks is having, we're looking for 2 more people, so reach out.
Coleman,
is that counting me? Yes or no?
When did you reach out, Gus?
Well, Kyle reached out to me, and I said, if you can't find
we
someone,
only
count
need
me
one
in.
Can we do this off air, not on Manners Live? Jesus Christ. Coleman, so I had a legitimate complaint, and because you're a social media director, I'll bring it to you. I don't think it's fair that you only tweet out shows from like the Kirk Minahan channel, and you don't tweet out anything from the Manners Minifan network.
Cocksucker. What are you talking about? You are at an open war with us. I'll answer this for Coleman. Why the fuck should we tweet out anything?
Kirk is the chairman of both channels. I mean, Coleman just said before.
You removed his name.
You changed your Twitter handle from Kirk Club to your own.
Because it was hard for branding. People were getting confused. People were like, there's the Kirk Minahan show channel.
No one was getting confused.
Yeah. Go back and look at the audio. People were getting confused all the time.
Minifans aren't Mensa members, but we're not that dumb.
No, people were.
People were getting confused.
People were getting confused. Anyway, it was just a point. Like, there's double standards. Like when Kirk was on EEI pretending to be the bad boy, he would rail against double standards, and now he just lets Rico and his double standards. He lets one of his networks get ignored by the social media department. Yeah,
dying in that booth while that shit was going on, Coleman. I would have been freaking out. Like it looked like Rico was ripping Portnoy's throat out. Like you guys were witnessing like actual assault. That was
watching that on the screen. I was dying. I could barely hear what Rico was saying, but I was just hearing just enough through Justin's headphones and just seeing him flip the table and stick it on Portnoy's face.
You have to say, overall, the unnamed show has been desperately disappointing.
It's getting its legs, though.
John, here we go.
I don't necessarily think so. I think it's just very Barstool based and Barstool centric.
No, it's just it hasn't really vibed yet. Like I don't know if the chemistry is there between the 3 of them. I think it's better actually without.
Do you go and listen to are you does your brain make you go listen to it and you can't miss an episode yet though?
I listen to it because I want to hear Kirk, but it's like watching. It's not. I don't think it's a terrible show. I just don't think it's been very good.
Good points, Justin.
The 3 of them, Justin. Kirk is the chairman of both channels. He keeps saying they're both his channels. Whatever.
But you said it's 98.5 versus EEI. Those were your words. And when you put that line in the sand, you're cutting yourself off.
I retweet no. Posts.
This is the Eric Andre meme of him shooting himself, being like, "Who did this?"
No, not at all.
A fucking
not true at all. The fact that Kirk says both of his networks, he pretends we're friends. He should be tweeting out both shows. Tweeting out both networks. Anyway,
there's eating his lunch.
What are you munching on?
Toasted sandwich.
Smell it from here.
Ham and cheese.
Oh Jesus! How slimy is that?
They hung up. So call back, callers. We'll do this for a little longer.
So what's happening next week, Coleman? What do you got planned for the show? You know, what's happening?
I don't know. Still kind of figuring it out. Guest wise, reached out to a couple people today. So we have Mike for sure. What do you think about the bookending of Mike on like the first show of the week, last show of the week, having him there?
I like that. It's a Pat Ford suggestion too.
I think it's good. I think the Mondays without a show are brutal. Like I don't know what Kirk's doing on a Monday, but he needs to change it and start doing KMS because Monday's like the worst day of the week. So when you've got a KMS episode to listen to, it's way better. But yeah, Mike's good anytime, and I think it's good to bookend the weeks. Absolutely, because he can comment on what's gone on the previous few days.
Yeah, I think for the time being with the basketball team, kind of having people involved with it leading into the game is kind of cool. So I think we'll kind of roll with that for the next couple of weeks as we have a team.
And what's happening with Bitches Week?
I don't know. I brought it up today. I don't know if Kirk is interested or not in it, but it's really his call. So I'm open to it. You know, I brought it up. Could be funny. Gossip with the chicks.
Doing stuff. Just start doing stuff. Like organize that. Like if it's going to slightly annoy Kirk, that's good. Like we it's better than him now being checked out and half asleep.
Does he have a say on everybody that comes in? Like, do you run by like the whole schedule with him, or is it just what you do on the show?
I guess a little bit of both.
Okay. Because like I was just seeing like what Menners is saying. Would you be able to just pop people in there without him knowing? But that's a risky take.
Yeah, potentially, I guess. I'm not really sure.
Like, yeah, I would.
Depends. Depends.
Death sentence.
So I guess, Coleman, you started in October, so you've been there quite a while. I mean, is the job what you expected?
I don't really know if I knew what to expect, to be honest. Just because I wasn't familiar with the show. I've never really hid from that fact. Have I enjoyed my time since being here? Absolutely. The show's great. The Minifans are great. Kirk is just the best talent I've ever worked with. So all that adds up
not
to,
Kim?
No, not Content Kim. I'd be, 500 pounds heavier if I was still her producer.
Wow. And like the Minifans, they give a lot of shit. They give a lot of love. How are you coping with that? Because, a lot of producers just wears them down.
Yeah, I mean, I get criticized a lot for stuff not bouncing off me and getting pouty about it. But realistically, I think for the most part, in terms of stuff on social media, like none of that stuff ever really gets to me. And just, let it slide. I think there's the people that want to fuck with you and get a rise out of you. That doesn't affect me. And then there's the Minifans that are just always great. There's the people that'll say stuff publicly and then in the DMs instantly bend and fold the minute you start interacting with them. So, whatever.
I get that a lot too. A lot of fake tough guys on Twitter, and then they're like, I listen to every show, listen to every Minifandom. We have a call?
Yeah.
I've got another question for Coleman. But we'll wait. Hello, caller. Welcome to Manners Live, the return of Manners to his own show. The ultimate.
Dr. Vodka again.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, nobody else is calling here, so
true.
Just chill out, okay? Coleman, here's the scenario, okay? Jackie gets fired from KFC Radio. You leave, you go to KFC Radio. That's what you want. Menners, I want your 100 days plan. What are you fucking doing, dude? You talk a lot of shit. What are you doing? What are you changing? What are your stupid fucking topics?
As he nibbles on a biscuit.
I'm not the producer. I'm ready.
Well, the scenario he threw out, Coleman's gone. You're the producer. You give 100 days.
You want to be a stupid fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. I would do a great job. Wouldn't be me just going, he's like 10 stories, Kirk. Here you go. Look, here's the latest headline.
I'm gonna drop Vodka before he says the F word, but great question. What would be your 100 day? Like in how many days would you have moved to America after Coleman moves to KFC?
How many days? That's a good question. I don't know, but
we could pack in.
I'd want a contract before, sign contract with KMS before I left. I'm not going to move over and end up like working in Kevin's toy shop or something.
What do you mean? You can find a bunch of midget kids there.
Hey, at least you get free shots of Fireball when you go.
Yeah, it's true. You could drink at work.
It'd be great to hear you say "just ducky" all the time too.
It's so funny when you get there and he's just like, "Come here," and he just pulls out a bottle of alcohol in the middle of his kid. Like, my mom owns a children's store. Like, there's never alcohol in that place.
Like, I reckon Coleman just get Kevin in. Like, you've got to get Kevin in. I don't care that Kirk says no. He should be in the basketball. He should be in studio. It's going to push Kirk's button a little bit. That's what you fucking do.
Can I say something about Kevin? Kevin threw out his back in bowling. He's in the league next to mine.
Well,
He
he'd be
threw
very
out his
good.
back
Gus,
in
but
bowling.
you do it to just push Kirk's button a little bit because it just grates him a little bit. That's how you get peak Minahan. And I want to ask you: there's this notion, Jack, that your family are not happy with you doing this job. That's why Chris sent.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
Chris legitimately just sent that because he heard the dollar amount and was like, it's crazy that you can make that off of lollipops. And then it actually seemed like he did that as a means for me to be able to ask about him getting it. He's super stressed out about finding a job after school and everything. So I think he saw the opportunity and was like, oh, this is super interesting. But no, my family's cool with everything. Like they aren't necessarily dialed into every single show. I mentioned earlier, my dad's a sneaky fan. And I only know that because like he'll bring up references or names and stuff in conversation. I'm like, oh, so like you were listening to that episode or whatever. So yeah, I think they're going to support whatever I do realistically, regardless.
Okay, that's good. So there's no pressure from them to get a real job, or they don't think, because you know we've had it with a lot of families, Cullinane's family, Mick's family. They all think Kirk's can be mean to their child because they hear a few things on air. They don't think that.
No, not at all. I mean, I guess they see stuff on social media sometimes, but they're quiet. They check in. They're like, "Hey, you doing all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all good." It's it's the show. It's content. And they kind of get that. I've worked at Barstool before, so they've seen at least how some of that works in the past and everything. They love surviving Barstool. They were locked in on it, rooting for Kirk. So, they show their support in their own way.
Yeah, and I guess how disappointing is Justin as an assistant producer? Like, where does he how many elements does he let you down? Like,
he doesn't.
Not enough snacks. Technically not too good.
Did he bring snacks last night?
He did.
He did. Yes. He's adamant
they were
about
good.
everyone taking them.
John, you should listen to the show. It's live, 9:30 a.m.
So good one.
Okay, at least you admitted it. I did. But if you were if you were to give Justin some pointers on what you'd like to see out of him, what would it be? We're going to dial into the Andy Mayer growth mindset. It's a great podcast. Better Work Days. It's actually really good. Andy's good at his job.
In general, I guess just like trying to learn as much as he can about the tech side of things is always going to be helpful as a producer, not just in this role, but if he were, yeah, but like if he were to go to Chicago or something too, like I think he recognizes that as well, that maybe tech is something he can improve on. I thought he did an A+ job with the stream the other night, being able to kind of get that up on his own and take care of things there.
Well done.
Yeah, but again, like we're streaming basketball games when the New York basketball team isn't. So on a short notice, on a quick turnaround, like Justin did a great job with that.
Unequivocally, you guys made
so you seem to
basketball stream than the New York team actually could.
We heard you. So you still think though Justin's waiting for a job in Chicago? That was what you insinuated?
No, that's not what I insinuated. I just said that if he
went to Chicago, so he's
because I'm saying because that was a possibility in the past. So I'm saying if that were to ever come up ever again in the future, I'm not even saying now, I'm saying down the line, if you were to wind up in a different role, it might not even be Barstool. If you were to just be at a different job as a producer in the future, you want to just constantly be upgrading your production value and your technical ability. That's all I'm saying. But I think Justin enjoys the job and it's happy to be here.
It's easy to do. Like you can watch not hard to upskill your tech level on this stuff. Like,
there's
got
stuff.
Tutorials. If Justin's not
100%.
doing that, it's just sitting on his hands sometimes.
There's stuff on a weekly basis from like an editing perspective that I'll just like, I don't know the answer to, and I'll go to YouTube, watch a quick video on how to do something. And it helps. It's great. There's a lot of tools out there. I think we're getting to a spot too. This is kind of boring shit to talk about, but like we're getting to a spot too with some of this like AI stuff in a lot of these programs. That's super helpful, super cool to be able to use. And it's only going to get better and make production jobs easier. So it's important to know how to use some of that.
I've produced about 15 episodes on AI recently. So I know all about it, and it is very good.
There's an AI app that I just got that makes clips. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. You're about 2 years behind. So
I make clips. I personally make clips.
So do I. And then what about Coleman? What about panelists? So, okay, we've got Blind Mike, obviously number one. I want your say your top 6 like panelists, like, because really the show needs a core group to, like, Kirk can't always do the heavy lifting. Like, we have a flat week because of drips in the office or in the show. So, like, you've got Blind Mike. Then who's next? You just give me just start ranking the top 6 with Mike being one. As you're the producer, you make these decisions.
I'm going to go.
That's a hard thing to conceive as a producer.
It's not. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go.
Do you want to call Kirk and check with him first?
No, I'm fine. I'm thinking about it. I'm also winding down halftime here. We're down fucking 10. This is second left.
He's a fan, folks.
Jesus Christ. This means a lot. Oh, fuck me. They just hit a half-court shot. Sorry. I'm going to go.
We want to hear a basketball take.
Sorry, that's like legit in the moment. Mike won for sure. I'm going to go. It was a tough week for Mick, but when Mick is fiery and on, Mick is great. So I'll go Mick.
What about Mickey Bits? Because this is the thing. Like, Mick just does these bits, and he even said it. So the whole Jeff D'Lo thing, this is what infuriates me about him. He called Jeff D'Lo disgusting. There was no, he wasn't joking. And then when Jeff calls him out over it, he goes, "Oh, I was just joking around. Jeff should know that." I mean, is Mick too stupid to realize, like, that's not how it works? Like, that's frustrating about him. Like, it's one bit trying to wave his arms around.
I think a lot more of Mick is pretty genuine, is more genuine than you'd think. Like, even if he claims something to be more of a bit, like, deep down, I know it affects him and gets to him, Then I'll go Gus. I enjoy Gus. I like having Gus
3.
around. Yes.
Gus 3.
Absolutely. Gus is my favorite part of this show.
I was torn, but it's more of like a.
Not that he's not good in
It's tied for like Gus. A 2 spot with Gus Mick for me.
Wow.
It's honestly both guys that I've known throughout this entire time too. So there's more to feed off of there as well. And Gus and I, having him in the booth, like, there's a lot to play off of with Gus. And I also just think he's weird. It's just fun to look at. Like,
the way he acts is
it's an experience.
Laugh. It's so good.
Gus is
just happy I remembered my Ritalin yesterday.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
7, 8.
And then I'll go Mutt. Mutt after that.
Mutt 4. All right, caller. We've got a caller. We'll come back to this.
Yeah, get some thinking.
Who have we got?
781.
781.
Hey, Menace, quick question for you.
Yes.
Hey, it's Freddie Lynn here.
Hey, buddy.
Menace, Kirk said if you moved to America, you'd have the job tomorrow. So where are you at?
Yeah, look, the job's not open, but when the job's open, I'll maybe I'll move over. Why not? Can I stay with you, Freddie? Have you got a spare room?
You don't need a whole
I have a guest room. Yes, I do.
I could sleep under the stairs, like a cot.
Christ.
Harry Potter.
Nightmares tonight.
Oh man, what else you got, Fred?
I would love to be producer. You know, that's one of the things, like the little things, like not being able to go to the basketball game does annoy me. Like I would love to be there, you know, cheering Team KMS on. You know, seeing Fat
Hear
Ford
the
waddle
thud
up
of
the
my
court.
face in real time.
What was that? Yes, I was really worried about you.
What else you got, Freddie?
Not much.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Freddie. So, all right, so back to Coleman's list. So we've got Blind Mike, Mick, Gus, Mutt. So 5 or 6. Give me the top.
Yeah, weird spot this week with him, but I like Montante around in studio.
Montante wasn't.
funny.
Oh yeah, Montante wasn't in this week though. But
no. But I'm just saying. I thought you just asked in general.
Yeah, no, I did. No, absolutely. No, I did. You said weird spot this week, but I missed. I know what you mean.
With the call, yeah. You know what I mean? The Kirk Court stuff. Montante.
He is so sensitive about that. Like
Yeah, but that's funny.
He legitimately went around Minifans, like getting them to buy a Trump 2024 coin. And, you know, that's the way it works. You can see it on social media. You try and tweet it out, get as many people to buy in on it and hope that it takes off. And, you know, I'm not blaming Montante because I bought some. I bought like $200 worth because I've never bought crypto before. And I thought, fuck, if Montante can make money out of crypto, any fucking idiot can probably make money. And it's all gone. But
it's all gone.
And I don't think he scammed me, but he knew what he was doing. Like, and if we're like, so many of us were dumb enough to fall for it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so Montante 5, number 6, last one.
I don't know. I'll go like Pat Ford. I enjoy him in. A little boring, but I think he watches. No, I mean I think he pays attention to the show. I think he brings in good questions. I enjoy him. Pat's a good guy.
I love Pat Ford.
Yeah.
So
sorry, it's not fucking Kane.
No.
Oh, he's a superstar, absolute legend.
You're already actually getting better.
You said there were 3 worse third chairs than Kane. Who were they, in your opinion?
I thought this week Max, Copperdoodle, and Ron were all worse than Kane.
No,
Ron's a superstar. Shut your whore mouth.
Ron was great.
Ron sat there clutching the chair like he was going to plane crash or something.
He went and fucking dominated the court.
See,
Ron's
my point.
He's a better basketball player than Kane.
No, I mean, Ron definitely, I think, entered that game with the most pressure because of Justin and the CYO coach. So, like, I think, and it was just, and he delivered. So it's
Kirk's good because he's confident on a court. It's crazy to see that actually in person, but you could be so confident in basketball that it actually makes you a better basketball player. You got to call her 978.
978. Welcome to Manners Live, the return of the king.
Jesus Christ.
My goodness. Hey, fellas, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's up, man?
Good. I'm Shattuck here. I have a gift for Coleman.
Oh, lovely.
So, Coleman, you know that Fan Expo is coming to Boston, right?
What is?
Fan Expo. It's like Comic-Con coming to Boston June 14th through 16th.
Okay.
So what you should do is get in touch with the promoter, the guy trying to sell tickets to the thing, and line up a whole bunch of guests, or at least run them by Kirk and win some real good producer points. Marissa Tomei is coming. Chevy Chase is coming. These are all Kirk people. Andy Quaid, Beverly D'Angelo, Rose McGowan.
Wow. Beverly D'Angelo with those knockers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
All time.
Have you been fired yet, Tom, from your radio show? Have you been fired yet?
He asked if you got fired.
Have you been fired yet from Odyssey?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I've survived the first wave, but they whacked a whole bunch of people. The building is much more empty than it was, and it will continue to be so, I assume. But seriously, Coleman, you don't like you did Rhode Island. Don't wait till afterwards and ask the guy if he'll come on. Obviously, these promoters will give these people to you.
That is a fair piece
for
of
sure.
advice.
I've reached out to a lot of different type of promoters and stuff. I have like IMDb Plus or whatever to get in contact, and I get through a couple stages of people, and it just doesn't seem to line up with a lot of people. So I'm trying. It's not that I'm not.
Is it a Barstool effect a lot of times? Like, do they say we don't want to do anything with Barstool?
To be honest, I don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
But otherwise, sometimes it's just as simple as like timing. Like some people are just not.
Sometimes you get something all the way to the end too, and then Kirk will say no. So you got to deal with that too, which is his show. So.
Yeah,
for sure.
Thanks for the call, Tom. You got anything else?
Yeah, well, just to add on to this, even when I was just doing internet radio 10 years ago, these promoters are very eager to get these people to run through. So we have like Leonard E.
We get the fucking point. We get the point. How you invite a fucking guest on a show?
I knew Mendes was going to snap at you.
I'm trying to help Coleman out. I want to get Coleman a win.
You already did. We don't need the minutiae about sending an email to someone.
I'm going to use a basketball reference, but he then went and dunked it too. Tom, thanks for the call. I got another caller. Thank you.
All right,
peace, buddy. 508.
Try number what? Kid number
that is
6.
Advice, though. Like you always are looking for that's just an in. Like just give that guy a message. If you get Marissa Tomei there, I'll personally thank you.
Also, book releases. You always look for book releases.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good call. 508.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Can we touch the elephant in the room, please?
Yep. Is it Coleman?
Don't talk about me like that.
Travis Head and Cummins needed to defeat the Titans on Thursday. Although they didn't need a ball after a washout allowed the Aussie duo to advance with
Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. It's still trying to talk cricket.
Cummins was purchased for $3 million.
Great call.
The game was rained out as well.
978.
They didn't even play. Pat Cummins, Australian cricket captain. Hello. Welcome to Manners Live, the reaction show to the flat KMS show.
I want to talk about crypto.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about fucking crypto.
Yes. Yeah.
I know nothing about crypto. I don't even know what crypto is.
If you message John offline, you can get on Kirk Coin right now.
Yeah,
right now.
What's that?
Yeah, just message me and we'll get you lined up with some Kirk Coin. It's got Kirk's face on it. If you're a fan, you need to buy this stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm calling to defend Coleman.
Oh, there's my guy.
It took a while to get a call, Jack.
People don't realize he's only 24 years old, out of college. He's not familiar with the world. I think he's doing a great job.
Good call.
Yeah.
It's a great call.
Yes.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Be a Coleman fan. Be a man.
He's 24. He needs to grow some fucking kahunas and stand up to the greatest broadcaster in American history.
Have a good night, you motherfuckers.
I love Harmon.
It's great.
Have him to be a man guy on your side. You can just tell everyone that hates you to go fuck yourself, dude. That you're doing just fine.
I love how everyone's been so polite to not say how bad he was on Minifandom. Like, it was like getting blood out of a stone. It was, for me, it was one of the hardest episodes I've ever done. He's a great guy, but I could tell he didn't want to, everyone's scared of upsetting people.
How many ham sandwiches did you scarf down during that interview?
Just one. The trick is butter on the outside. You know that one when you call me.
I hate breakfast.
I don't use butter. I actually use just olive oil.
Oh,
most of that stuff. Yeah,
olive
oil spray. Olive oil spray.
508, and then we got 617 after that.
Okay.
After Cummins' epic price tag, former Aussie bowler Jason Gillespie.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
617.
I mean, we can talk cricket. I could do another hour on cricket if you want. Coleman would like that.
How you doing? Is this the Michael Montanti Trump coin line or what?
Yeah, it is. Dr.
Absolutely. John's writing down your phone number, and we'll actually just start deducting money from your account now.
know how like
I ain't looking for John. I'm looking for Michael. But yeah, I got my wallet here. But I thought the Trump. What's the coin? Trump. And what's the other one? Kirk?
We got Trump and we got Kirk.
What are we buying out here? And okay,
Kirk coin. I'd say buy Kirk coin, sell Trump coin.
I put my wallet out there in the chat.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Just put the code.
Perfect.
Thanks, buddy.
So that guy Michael, hit me up.
All right, bud. Good call.
Listen, what's your favorite show on the Kirk Minahan channel network?
I enjoy Drips. I actually think, to John's credit, it's pretty well edited. That or I kind of like the Kirk exclusives.
I love the BO Boys.
Yeah,
I've become a BO Boy fan.
There was no BO Boys this week, though.
No,
they were off.
So.
Would it hurt to ever like bring up a story of theirs on the main show to keep them interested? I don't know if you thought of shit like that, but they're funny. I do like the Shaddix. The Leeches is my favorite show.
I like Leeches is good. Alice, I don't think is on the podcast anymore though. 804.
What?
Breaking.
To refute what Coleman said, Trips is not well edited. John is a horrible producer. He's a bad guy.
That must be a wrong call.
Agree. Yeah, that is.
I don't know what I was even talking about. Weird. But yeah, Alice Shattuck, I don't know. I asked the Shaddocks for an episode this week, and they said no more. I don't know. Dealing with the Shaddocks.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're all out. You've lost another show. Like in the last 2 weeks, you've lost
the show is still on. They just didn't do it this week because Alice couldn't.
So it sounds to me like they've lost interest already.
I like how everyone just when a show leaves, it's the CEO's fault. It's like it's marital problems.
But that's what it. Now you know my world. Welcome to.
I know, man.
Coleman's world.
There's only two other people maybe three other people that know this feeling. It's just like when everything's your fault, you look at everyone so negatively. Just like fuck you. You got two callers. One's going to talk to you about cricket, and the other one.
No, don't bring him on. I mean, I can talk cricket for hours if you want.
All right, cool.
Get a car. That's 6.
You're up. Let's get a good one out of him.
He's a good T20 bowler, make no mistake. But that's massive overcoming stats before this tournament. In the IPL, perhaps. Backed up by
thank you.
With the hockey skipper.
John finds it funny when it's not. It's not funny.
617.
It's not even making sense. And what's annoying about it to me? Like,
hey, it's Mataki. Sorry, I couldn't.
Hey, Mataki.
Hey, I made so much money off the Minifans this week. I'm on vacation again. Sorry again, Coleman. Thanks a lot, guys.
You would BA on the boat.
What about Montante getting hired by What about?
Great call.
What about Montante getting hired by a Minifan? That's underrated conversation.
While I will defend Montante during this coin thing, he's too dumb to pull something like that off. He will. Like, if a Minifan could help Montante out, Montante's using the fact that a Minifan could help. Like, I'm the same kind of. There are a lot of people that will do that. That's why Kirk hates us. I think so.
But I also think this is another thing with Kirk. When you create a community like this, it's folly to think you can kind of control it. Like, it takes on a life of its own.
But
and it has.
But even Kirk said it on the air. Kirk said it on the show today, though.
I get that.
It's like, fucking like that's where like the Minifans have to be smarter to think we would think that it could get away in the world. Like, come on, dude. Like, we didn't create a fucking Kirk coin. Dummies.
Okay, pretend it's all right. We all saw it.
I already made it and it's dead now, but we didn't.
Just go into the apps. Anyway, we'll talk offline. You just hit us up. We'll let you know.
Get you a setup to get you the apps and stuff. We got more cricket talk, but I'm ready to wrap this up, Centers.
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap this up too. Gus, great job hosting Mike and the Minifans tonight. BA, is BA ever coming back?
Listen, my guys play one good game and they get a week of vacation. That's just how this administration works, pal. That's why my people are happy. Okay.
Good. Coleman, have a great weekend. Enjoy training tomorrow. Are you going to be like under the rim guy now, where you just trying to go for rebounds? Have you sort of taken that advice?
Jesus,
I'm gonna.
We're talking about sports
tomorrow. The game film tomorrow.
I don't know anything about basketball.
We're going to stick you right on that block. We're going to stick you right on that block, and we're just going to lob balls into you. The defense is going to collapse and dish it.
If you just put your massive frame in the middle there, no one will be able to get around you anyway.
That's a body.
I don't know. This dude yesterday was a big boy. I'm a big boy, but this guy was a big boy.
55?
Yeah, he drank his milk. You know where the good food at.
I'm doing this show, and like we're gonna have like basically a full scouting report on every team after you play them at least once too. So no matter what, down the line, we're gonna be at least the best educated team.
And that'll be another unfulfilled John from Scranton promise.
That's what I'm doing. I made 5 pages of notes. Which ones didn't I fulfill?
I've got a whole fucking Bible of them. I'll send them across.
Read
we don't have time. We'll be going live till midnight if you want me to go through everyone.
Menace to midnight.
Jack, thanks for being a good sport. You just keep improving. Keep your chin up. Take my advice. You'll be a better producer. John, wrap this up. Thanks, everybody, for watching the Minifan Network. 3 Up, 3 Down. Star Wars coming to you next week. Some great shows.
Fuck you, Manners.
3 shows. They're all good.
Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show.